Oh, my hat. Shit. Oh, man. Alright, guys. Got my coffee here. Now, got my coffee. And opened up my ship. Drop this. This is the, where's your crest? Now, FEMA has finally F8 FO this time. It's titled this video here. So now FEMA was told by an official to now we all know that Hurricane Milton came across middle of Florida, and the Governor DeSantis said, FEMA don't run Florida. I run Florida. I'm the sheriff. Because FEMA recently has been really just fucking up. Like, really fucking up bad, you know. And so, back in September, Hurricane Helene and Milton came knocking on a few doors and just went in, completely destroyed parts of Asheville, North Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida. And a lot of lives were lost. And right now we are at what time is it? 7:17 in the morning. It's 3 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If you're living in the East Coast, it's 9:17 Central Standard Time. If you live in the Midwest. If you live in the West Coast, it's 7:17, and smash the like button, share this video, and if you're new to this channel, subscribe, and it's really I mean it's just really because FEMA's supposed to help everybody, you know, but they were told now from what FEMA ordered not to help transporters after Hurricane Milton. Wow. Now the thing is, this is all being politicized and a distraction. You know, it's a distraction from the real reason here. You know, and we all know what that distraction is. I just think that it's really getting bad because you know who won. And some of you are happy, some of you are not. And now look, some of you are not happy about it. I don't think anybody gives a shit because what happened. You can't really do anything about it now. But the thing is, FEMA is looking at losing something. That's called funding. Because if you're not, look, it shouldn't matter who someone voted for. It should not. It shouldn't matter. You know. If someone is in a this is like a month and a half after Helene and Hilton hit. Stop politicizing bullshit here. You know. I think that you got to really understand. I mean, look, people have lost their lives. People have lost homes. They are facing a natural disaster. They faced it. But if you're told to skip houses that have a sign of a certain political candidate, you got to understand, just because someone says don't help these supporters, it's making you look bad. Maybe even worse than the ones ordering you not to do it, you know. But the thing is, you got to use your head, man. You know, common sense, dude. You know. I mean, look, you got to stop politicizing shit, man. Because it's making you look bad. It's not helping you one bit, you know. I'm in California, and I'm the West Coast is seeing this shit, you know. They're reading about it. Dude. I mean, come on, man. Like, dude, you're politicizing an event that happened a month and a half ago. Almost 2 months ago. So you're trying to make things worse for yourself because you work for an agency, you know. It's not helping you one bit to be told, oh, don't help them. Don't help them. Why? Why? I mean, you're basically turn out to be a bigger asshole than who told you to not to do things for people, because that's your job. Your job is to help people. That's your damn job, man. You know, you work for an agency, you're supposed to help people. Shouldn't matter their political you know, shouldn't matter. Because it's not shouldn't matter who someone voted for. Your job is to help people, man. You know, just but if you refuse to just remember this. You have a job to do. And if you're ordered not to help certain supporters, you are not helping yourself, period, because you have a job to do. You have a job. Do your damn job. You know. It shouldn't matter who has what sign of who in their yard. You know, it's a choice. You're someone's mad because someone made a choice. And you're not helping anybody by being part of the problem, man, you know. It's just that people don't need this shit. There was 2 hurricanes. It happened back to back. Did billions of dollars of damage. FEMA comes in as the major problem besides the hurricane, you know. They're stopping people from donating. They're stealing donations. They're blocking donations. They're blocking help from anybody because who's in the White House now? It's just that it's very been politicized, you know, like you guys need to really think about what if you're in that position. What if you had a hurricane go through your front yard like a mad woman wanted her alimony check? It shouldn't matter who you vote for. It shouldn't matter what your life is like. Your job is to help people, man, you know. But the thing is, it's getting old. People are just fucking tired of just the bullshit because of who they supported and voted for, man. And put yourself in their shoes, man. Put yourself in their shoes, and you wouldn't want a hurricane go through your front yard like a mad woman want her alimony check. What the fuck, dude? You know. Now, this is Tim Pool here.
The special's really good. I would recommend everybody check that one out around the holidays. Elad's hanging out.
Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Elad Eliyahu. I'm a journalist here at Timcast. Excited to get into the news today. Phil, what's up?
Hello everybody, my name is Phil Levanti. I'm the lead singer of the heavy metal band All That Remains, and I'm an anti-communist and a counter-revolutionary, so let's go.
Here's the story from the Daily Wire exclusive. FEMA official ordered relief workers to skip houses with Trump signs. Whistleblower. It's almost unbelievable to think that somebody in the federal government would think that's okay. Now this is crazy. A federal disaster relief official ordered workers to bypass the homes of Trump supporters as they surveyed damage caused by Hurricane Milton in Florida, according to internal correspondence obtained by the Daily Wire and confirmed by multiple federal employees. A FEMA supervisor told workers in a message to avoid homes advertising Trump as they canvassed Lake Placid, Florida, to identify residents who could qualify for federal aid. Internal messages viewed by the Daily Wire reveal the supervisor, Marnie Washington, relayed this message both verbally and in a group chat used by the relief team. Multiple government employees told the Daily Wire. The government employees told the Daily Wire that at least 20 homes with Trump signs or flags were skipped from the end of October and into November due to the guidance, meaning they were not given the opportunity to qualify for FEMA assistance. Images shared with the Daily Wire show the houses were skipped over by the workers who wrote in the government system message such as Trump sign, no entry per leadership. Take a look at this. It says, implement best practices, avoid homes advertising Trump. And apparently this is going down only a few days before the election.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to come up with some kind of rationalization, like people with Trump signs outside their homes are more likely to be unfriendly and own firearms, and we're afraid of them. But regardless, whenever there's any kind of investigation, or if these people are punished as they should be, we're going to be told it's a political prosecution, that we live in some kind of banana republic.
Completely
because every
don't
time they're
care.
held, there's a... Bro, do you think I care? Do you think I'm saying it because I'm like, we can't do this? I don't want the liberals to be upset about our justice system. They're upset anytime anyone's punished.
Already, our good friends, the Krasensteins, are taking that statement from Trump's lawyer where he says if Letitia James keeps violating Trump's rights with lawfare, they will put her in jail. And then he tweets, oh my God, oh heavens, this is fascism. They warned us about it. It's happening. And all the liberals are like, we knew it. And it's just laughable. Because anybody, you know they're liars. They know they're liars. They know we know they're liars.
That's right.
The charges against Donald Trump have no underlying crime and literally make no sense. And they should be investigated by the DOJ, but now liberals are acting like that's Trump being a fascist.
Yeah, but in this case, first of all, this violates like a dozen laws to withhold federal aid from people based on their politics. That's so illegal. It's illegal on so many different levels that obviously, and I know that FEMA has said, I think in their statement they said that they've identified the person, and they didn't even quite say they fired them. They said that they're no longer in that position or something. But that's not enough. Obviously, we need a prosecution. The thing about this, when you
Jail,
see
yeah.
jail, obviously, and when you see the story, it's like they're so flagrant. Like if I had seen this headline and it wasn't from the Daily Wire, I don't know if I would believe it at first, and not because I doubt that the federal government would do this. It's only because it's so on the nose and it's so blatant. And then of course it's from the Daily Wire, so I'm like, well, of course I know that the Daily Wire is trustworthy, and it's been confirmed by FEMA. But it is shocking. Again, not that they did it, but that they put it in writing.
Yeah.
That they would just write that down and say, yeah, skip the Trump houses, because they think they could just do whatever they want, and there will be no accountability at all. So just think about that. This is you have to keep in mind, these are federal workers under Biden's administration, assuming also all of these workers were assuming that Kamala would win.
Yeah.
And so they thought there's just no way this will ever come out, and so we can do whatever the hell we want, and we can tell people we're doing it and put it in writing. It's so flagrant and blatant.
Disgusting.
Real quick, once they would skip it, they would write down in their surveys, not able to access property. Wow. That's crazy.
Just deny. It obviously none of us here are surprised. Obviously, this is something that is honest. It's standard. It's something that is expected ever since Lois Lerner and the IRS scandal, and which is over 10 years ago now. I don't know actually exactly when it was happening, but Barack Obama was president I think it was like around 2012, 13 or something like that when it was going on. But this is just the norm.
That's right.
The idea that there's not political persecution, there's no...
The Lois Lerner and the IRS scandal was a scandal that was targeting Tea Party activists and Tea Party non-profit organizations, and Lois Lerner was the head of the IRS at the time, and they would target Tea Party groups that was supporting Ron Paul. And I remember that just like over a decade ago. It was just absolutely insane. And hiccups. Oh shit, lit over here. I think it was just that if you wanted to start a tax exempt status, tax exempt status, or charity like a and so they would target Tea Party supporters, Tea Partiers, and shit like that, and anyone that are Ron Paul supporters or and voted for Ron Paul, and they would target them that wanted to but it got really bad because of um, if you wanted to start a non-profit organization like the Tea Party group, and Lawrence Winter, she's no longer with the IRS, but she got some trouble with Congress. She got in trouble for going after Tea Party groups, and it was just a very grotesque, sick thing because it didn't matter who you voted for, but they went after you, Yeah, the IRS went after you, and if you want to start a Tea Party group, non-profit organization, and she went after a few Tea Partiers, and it was a grassroots thing, and I think that the next administration should have looked into her, and because this is like 2012, 2013, but that's over now, so it's like it's over with. So, but here you got FEMA. They're bullshit.
There's not bias from Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. was 95% for Kamala Harris. 95%. That is not representative of the United States. That is representative of a uniparty. And when you say uniparty, people look at you as if you're some kind of you're some kind of extremist, some kind of crazy person. It is purely ideological in D.C. and the entire town needs to be gutted. Everybody needs to lose their job. I'm completely fine with shutting the whole government down and restructuring it all at about, and maybe you get 25% of what's there actually.
Vivek wanted to fire, I think, half the federal government.
Wouldn't it be wonderful?
Which is a great start. This also, by the way, this story really, it really sheds light on, we know what happened in Florida, but we also know what happened in North Carolina, where to us, to us peons and peasants, it seemed as though the federal government just abandoned these people, that many of them in the redder parts of, Asheville's very liberal, but the surrounding counties, very red part of North Carolina. And it seemed like from the outside that they were just being abandoned to drown. And you had to wonder if that was politically motivated. Of course, the media said, well, how dare you even suggest such a thing? And now we see this, and now I have to wonder, is there some directive from some FEMA official somewhere saying, yeah, leave North Carolina alone, they'll be fine, they're Trump supporters?
I mean, It wouldn't shock me. This is how the left has operated historically. You look at the Holodomor, and the entire argument was there just happened to be this famine in Ukraine, and even though they were exporting grain while everyone there was starving to death, this was not politically targeted. We weren't trying to kill our political enemies. What the left basically always does is they deprive basic necessities that they've been in charge of, or placed in charge of giving to people from them, and it's always a coincidence. There's always some reason that it just happens to be the case that their political enemies are being punished.
That's it.
Matt, you made a point earlier where you said if you didn't read this from the Daily Wire, you wouldn't have believed it at first.
That's insane.
As you pointed out, Phil, people are afraid of being called crazy. The left has done such a good job poisoning the well against bluntly describing the things that they're doing. And when you go to people and you just describe things that left-wing politicians and pundits have said, as well as the actual party platform of the Democratic Party, people will regard you like a crazy person. I mean, Kamala Harris literally said she wanted to fund sex change operations for illegal aliens. And I understand why people hear that and they don't want to believe it, because that sounds like something that The Simpsons would put in a Fox News headline in an episode they made 10 years ago.
This is, to your point, that's exactly right. The left will hear this story and they will say, oh, this is not that big of a deal. You know, that was one person, and they'll minimize it as much as they can.
One ideology can poison a well. And and it is just absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. You know, I have this, you know, it seems this year is a repeat, right? A repeat of things, you know. One is Hurricane Katrina and shit. I guess we're repeating Hurricane Katrina. We repeated the 68 election, 16 election, 2020 election. It seems this year is a repeat for almost everything. It seems that 2024 is a repeat of whatever it was in the past. You know, that bullshit. But why? You know, FEMA didn't help people in New Orleans. Not one bit. No. Not one fucking bit. If someone's in trouble, our job is to help each other, you know. But FEMA, which is a lazy ass piece of shit, greedy, low life agency, you know, it should not matter who someone voted for. It's that they have lost everything. They lost everything, man. Because look, a tornado went through Oklahoma, and you're supposed to help people. You know, help somebody. You know, help people. You know, but deny them because they voted for the guy that is now elected, you know, it shouldn't fucking matter. It should not fucking matter because of who someone voted for. It's about what happened. Hurricane went through their front yard. Hurricane went through their front yard like a mad woman wanted her alimony check, you know. That bullshit, you know. It shouldn't fucking matter, you know. You know, all this ideology bullshit is nothing more than a goddamn distraction, man. It's all it is, a damn distraction. And, you know, I'm tired of the bullshit. I know everybody else is tired of the bullshit, but the thing is, all we're seeing is the fucking blame game, you know, the whole blame on this guy, blame on this guy. Like, dude, man, shut the fuck up. Look, accept what happened. Fuck your ideology, man. Because, look, dude, it's not going to matter anymore because, again, grow the fuck up, go back to school, go back to work, go back to real fucking life, man. Because the thing is, it should not fucking matter. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, at the end of the fucking day, all right, we all gotta live one day at a time. We all gotta live one fucking day at a time. Whether we like it or not, man. It's reality here, you know. Because the thing is, we got to deal with this shit. Whether we like it or not. I got to. You know.
Even though this is one step away from literally not helping people in the middle of an emergency, right? It's like they're not going to houses to offer aid. It's one step away from saying, don't go to that house while it's actually raining and while the floodwaters are going up. It's one step away from that. And that is one step away from things like the Holocaust. It's the same impulse.
And keep in mind, just to go back to the point about how flagrant this is, which again is the only thing that makes it that gives you pause at first. Like, could that really be that they're that blatant about it? So the fact that they're that blatant tells you something about the culture in FEMA, which is not a surprise. But if you have one official who's willing, again, to put this in writing, not just that they set it off the record in some meeting, but they put it in writing. That tells you something about the culture there. It tells you that this official felt. I mean, obviously, if FEMA is filled with people like us, just by that I mean just like normal common sense people, even if you are a far left FEMA official, you wouldn't put that in writing because you'd be worried about this exact thing happening. So they obviously are in an environment where they know they're around like-minded people. Yeah. I think we can assume that there's a lot of this kind of thing going on. And so to them, it was no big deal to put it in writing.
Well, and that's
General Flynn said this morning on the Culture War podcast that we all dodged a bullet with this election. And then you see a story like this, and I want to stress, in a situation like a hurricane where people are in need of disaster relief, this aid could be life and death. In this area in Florida, I expect there's probably a lot of elderly who are in desperate need. This is, as Phil was saying, 1 degree away, but this is them saying they're okay with you dying in a disaster. They will not provide you the relief that you deserve as a citizen of this country, as a taxpayer, because they don't like your worldview.
Yeah, exactly. And there's never going to be any accountability for this, and there certainly won't be any accountability for eroding trust in American institutions. The fact that this is true should and will do more damage to American trust in federal agencies than a million January 6th could have. You get my point. A figure will come along and point out the lies and hypocrisy of the media and of the ruling class, and it's always made out to seem as if this person just pulled it out of nowhere and they hypnotized everybody. You know, everyone loved the media, and then Donald Trump came along and he convinced people not to like them anymore. People loved the government, but then people like Ron Paul came along and started convincing them not to. I mean, the reality is the federal government hates us as people. They hate our way of life. They detest normal people, and they don't care when you die. And they're in charge of ensuring you live. And by the way, the federal government spends between $15 and $19 billion. I believe it's closer to $19 billion every single day. They're capable of providing basic disaster relief. When they weren't doing that, I think it should have been apparent enough that it was intentional.
I think this is very obviously extremely disgusting. What stands out to me is this is FEMA. The organization is FEMA, and they're supposed to, like, you join FEMA because you want to help people and you want to help others. And to think that you'll just pass over people during a hurricane or what have you during a natural disaster like this is so disgusting. It's so outrageous that even the workers, in a quote here from the Daily Wire article, by the way, the guy who broke this story, Leif Lamahu, did a great job here. But the workers said, I thought we could go help and make a difference. When we got there, we were told to discriminate against people. It's almost unbelievable to think that somebody in the federal government would think that's okay. I'm glad there's at least somebody in FEMA who saw what was going on and thinking, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw if you guys covered the video a few weeks ago of I don't think it was FEMA, but they were federal disaster workers who were working on moving some logs from one part of the yard to the other part of the yard.
It's like a dozen people, one guy handing the log to another guy over the course of like 15 feet.
A human chain, 20 people moving a 10-pound log 20 feet.
Yeah.
10-pound log. It can take 1 to 2 people to move it. It shouldn't be a, we need a human chain to move a 10-pound log. You know, it's just... Discrimination, man, is wrong, dude. It's fucking wrong, dude. You know? They're being told, oh, when we got there, we were told to discriminate against people. Why? Why? You know? It's just that something's wrong there. Something's really fucked up, you know. Something's really fucked up. And something is really, really fucked up. Like, really fucked up. And I think that this is all complete bullshit, because nobody deserves to get discriminated against. It shouldn't matter. I mean, being discriminated against based on their skin color, their orientation, their political affiliation, you know, whatever it is, you know, like, dude, you're making an ass out of yourself by being discriminative against someone based on their skin color, orientation, their gender, their political affiliation, whatever class, man. Like, dude, you're not making yourself look good, because all you're doing is making yourself look even fucking worse, you know. And it's really at a point when you realize a disaster happened. A hurricane went through someone's front yard like a mad woman wanted her alimony check. And Kamala Harris went to Asheville, North Carolina, and said the people will get about $750. Then she said Lebanon, Ukraine, Taiwan, and Israel are getting all this fucking money in billions of dollars, you know. And that's what really did in it for her, because of what she said. Right there in Asheville, North Carolina. The people are getting $750. Lebanon is getting $135 million. What was it? She said Lebanon is getting $135 million. Taiwan is getting $8 billion. Ukraine is getting $8 billion. Israel is getting $8 billion. Didn't we just give Ukraine, what was it, almost $700 billion? We shouldn't give them shit. If I was president, I would tell him, hey, look, we ain't giving you jack shit, dude. We gave you nearly $700 fucking billion, Ukraine. Go fuck yourself, you fucking crackhead. Why do you want more money? What are you doing with it, you know? The wife of the president of Ukraine bought a Bugatti for what, $4.5 million? Really? The bitch bought a Bugatti for what, $4.5 billion? No, $4.5 million? If I was president, I would just end the war right there and tell me, hey, you're going to pay back every fucking dime. every fucking day. Give me paying back. I'm giving you enough time, just minimal time to pay every fucking dime back. I don't care if you're fucking broke. Just give you enough to keep your economy going. But the thing is, like, why would I want to do that? You know, nearly $700 billion. It's a waste of taxpayer money. We need to stop giving these countries money, man. We need to fucking stop. You know, just fucking stop. We're not the world's piggy bank, man. It's just bullshit. It's bullshit. You know, it is bullshit. It is bullshit. And going to give the people $750, but yet they're denied. And who got it? Who got the $750? Who got the $750? Who got the $750? Think about it. It's all bullshit, man. You know. It's a distraction. But the thing is, like, per family, they lost their home. They lost family members, man. You know. This proves that the government doesn't give a shit. Doesn't give a shit, you know. They never do. They never did, you know. Why go to the disaster site when you don't give a shit? You're sending in FEMA. Really? Even in Florida. But the governor would say something big time. You know. But the thing is, FEMA fucked around and FEMA fucked around and they're about to find out. You know. FEMA fucked around and they're about to find out. Big time. Again, it should not matter who someone voted for. Stop politicizing this bullshit, you know. It's crap, it's bullshit, man, you know. It's complete fucking bullshit, dude, you know. It's bullshit. And it's bullshit. It's complete fucking bullshit. You know, and people at FEMA are going to deal with losing their jobs, man. They're going to lose their job big time.
But this is what happens. You've got these federal agencies that are full of people, most of whom have really nothing to do. There's too many of them. They're just always justifying their jobs, and they're also blatantly politically partisan. So it's no surprise when this happens.
Oh, there's hope. Like, thank God that Trump got elected, and if we're lucky, then Elon Musk will actually be put in a position to do real cuts on the government. I mean, everyone knows he walked into Twitter and cut the personnel by like 80% or something like that. And there were a couple bumps and hiccups while they were getting used to having the new structure. But now it works the same. It's perfectly fine. So hopefully, if we're lucky, he will get into a position to be able to actually do something, and there won't be too much obstructionism from Congress or whatever. Because I know that there are a lot of positions that take an act of Congress to actually get rid of. But there's a lot you can do with the purse strings, and by cutting funding, and by telling from the executive saying you don't do this. Your priority isn't this. That's what Obama did for a lot of things. He would say to like that. I think that's what. I think it was the Dreamer. No, I'm not sure if it was the Dreamers, but there was some policy that Barack Obama said, don't worry about enforcing this, do these other things, these are the priorities, this act of Congress we're not going to worry about. And if Obama can do it, then President Trump can do it as well. So
well, every president, this is one of the dirty little secrets about Trump, is they were trying to paint him to be Hitler, and one of the reasons why that narrative never caught on is that not only was he not a fascist dictator, but he was probably the most restrained president we've had in like a century.
Yeah.
And he was very reluctant to wield executive power, I think almost to a fault. I mean, that was, if there was one great flaw in the first Trump administration, it's not that he was this fascist dictator who was drunk on his own power, but he was actually a little bit too, in my estimation, too hesitant to wield power.
He wanted to be liked too much.
Right, but that, and just he issued fewer executive orders than the three most recent presidents before him, and I understand that, like, we don't like executive orders generally. You don't want to have to govern that way, but it is going to require that if you actually want to drain the swamp, you have to go in and wield executive power to do legally, but you're going to have to do it.
Yeah, well, I think one of the great lessons we can draw from this story, and one of the kind of great shifts in ethos that Trump has represented in the Republican Party, if not something he's outright delivered on a national political scale.
I think that the top brass of FEMA might most definitely lose their jobs. It shouldn't matter whatever thing you're trying to push or whatnot, but unfortunately you will be removed from your position but you will lose your job. They will lose their job. I think that will happen. Is that they will lose their job. They will lose their job. And the ones being told this, adios. Go fuck yourselves. You guys had your chance to do something right, but you guys fucked up. You guys had a chance to really just do some positive and shit. But no, you're told to stay away from these people here, stay from this house here, because it should not fucking matter. It should not matter because it shouldn't matter their skin color, their orientation, their whatever it is, man. Stop politicizing and stop idolizing this bullshit, man. Because look, people have lives too. Alright, guys, this is good old Reverend Ordo, and this has been the Anonymous Mando'Ade Network, and we'll see you guys around in the next video. Always live healthy, happy wives. I love you guys. Peace out. Godspeed.